Hey everyone, this is Brett Favre, Green Bay Packers Super Bowl champion, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packers content. Go Packers.
What's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA pregame show playoff edition. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us 865-658-5824. You can also send a homing pigeon if you'd like. We got Tim live in Green Bay. We got Jacob on the Wisconsin-Minnesota border. Let me tell you, I've never seen Jacob more comfortable for a kickoff, man. He's just ready to go. Jacob, you feeling good about this one, ain't you, man?
Easy peasy. Not a care in the world. Definitely don't feel like I'm going to throw up right now.
A little about Jacob. We've been doing podcasting together for about 2 years. And every time we've done a podcast on game day, Jacob has always, right before kickoff, go, fuck, I'm going to throw up. Just like the playing days, right, Jacob?
Yeah, man. I mean, I felt really good. I haven't been over anxious or anything. And then just like 15 minutes ago, I started just – my tummy started bubbling, and yeah, here we go.
All right. Well, Tim, what we need to calm his nerves with a little bit of this. I'll just throw that in the background real quick.
Thank you.
Tim, how we feeling, man? We're roughly an hour 15, hour 20 minutes away from kickoff here. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling a little pregame jitters, a little nerves. I mean, if you say you're not, then you're not fanning hard enough, right? I mean, come on, let's be real. I mean, it's a huge game, right? It's win or go home. It's the playoffs, baby. We're here. You know, the haters can hate all they want. They can doubt us all they want. But I think we're going to come away with a victory today in a tough environment. And, to not be a little nervous would be a lie, right? If you're not feeling the nerves, you're not paying attention.
Yeah. And honestly, my nerves are fairly calm. I know when the game kicks off, that's when when it comes time to charting everything and you kind of get the, oh crap, here's the kickoff. It kind of catches up with you. But this game here, and I've said it for quite a while now, nobody expects the Packers to win this game. And let's look at the season as a whole. We won 2 more games than we did last year with the youngest roster in the league. Jordan Love dealt with an MCL injury. Christian Watson is out of the game. Jair Alexander is out of the game. We've been missing significant starters for the last roughly quarter of the season. Those aren't excuses. Those are facts. Nobody's going, we would have won if we had them back, but it is what it is, right? And I love the fact that, again, two games last year, if you guys will remember, and you correct me if I'm wrong, last year, Vegas had us finishing dead last in the North. You guys remember that?
Sure do.
And then we turned right around and finished, I believe we were second in the North last year, if I remember correctly, and made the playoffs with 9 wins, right? This year, you win 2 more games. Your team is better on defense. I feel like they've stabilized on offense, not that they can't be better, right? So I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good where this team's at. Let's go out there, play loose, and try to crack some skulls, man. That's what I think we should do. So
right.
Let's go to the chat here, 2-0 for this. I love showing class to opposing fans who show up before the game to talk trash. They always get so confused, man. Kill them with kindness, man. Kill them with kindness. I like playing stupid. And it's easy for me to do because I am a dumb human being, but sometimes I'm not playing. But when people try to insult you, I just love taking about a 12-point IQ step back and pretending like I don't understand what they're saying. Well, what do you mean? Completely mind screw them over and over and over. I love that. So kind of would kill them with kindness is a similar approach. Nick McSwain, win or lose, this could be the last game of the season. Let's enjoy it while we can. Hope the Packers pull off an upset. Very well said there, Nick. And here's the good news, guys. The Packers win. Post-game show is going to be absolutely lit.
Yeah,
we're going to live to play another week. If the Packers lose, guess what happens? We still got playoff football ahead of us, and we're going to switch gears into the offseason mode. Either way, it's Packers 24/7 around here, 365. So I'm really, really excited about the offseason.
Yep.
King Tron in the chat. Clayton, thank you again for reading my text question on the stream. I'm so pumped for today. I feel that the first quarter of the game will determine the entire remainder of our season. Let's cook. Jacob, we kind of talked about this. Matt LaFleur, 1 second people say he starts slow. The next second they say he starts fast. This first quarter of this game, it's not going to be the tell-all, end-all, but going to play a big role in who wins this ball game, I believe, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the interesting thing is going to be, are we going to come out and pound the ball like we have been with Jacobs? We've been leading the league in first quarter rushes with Josh Jacobs, or are we going to come out and let Jordan Love maybe try to, extend that ball with his arm a little bit more and be a little more balanced to start the game? I don't care what we do as long as we get some points on the board. I'd love a great stop if we're going to start off on defense. Anything to keep the momentum early and often, I think, is the key to victory here.
Yeah. Tim, what about you, man?
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. I'd like to see all of that, right? It's a little razzle-dazzle in the pass game and pound the football, run that ball on early downs, have momentum about it. Hey, it's the city of brotherly love, and, love is in the air. Jordan's going to have a big game tonight, and I think he will. I really do. And this is going to prove a lot of the doubters wrong if we can come out here and grit it out a victory as a team, for sure.
Definitely. And again, King Tron, you're very welcome, buddy. Appreciate you being a loyal listener and viewer of the show here, man. You're awesome. Respect Oranges. Win or lose, it was a hell of a season with you all. Amen to that, man. We got a lot of new people on board this year, which is really cool. We built a really strong foundation, a base of fellow fans. And when we say fans, it's not fans of the show. We're saying fans of the Packers, and that's exactly what this show is a collection of fans coming together to try to create the content that we want, maybe not necessarily what the talking heads think we want, right? That type of thing. So it's been a great season, man, getting to know everybody. And I want to give a shout out to several people, United Bates, who's just been an absolute dog in supporting the show. Yep. Cheesehead Murph, one of the OGs. Eric Sutherland, hope the boy's doing well. Haven't heard from Eric in a couple of days. Hopefully everything's good there. I know he's been battling some symptoms there his son has. So, again, our thoughts and prayers with you, buddy. There's really too many. I shouldn't even try to mention them, but I just want to shout out some of the people like Larry Cano, and like I said, United Bates, donating stuff to give away on the show, which, by the way, we've got everybody's entry already in. We're going to be giving away that autographed Carl Brooks photo, which comes from another awesome listener who helped support the show this year. And that's obviously our boy Trevor Anderson. And I know there's other people who's donated stuff too. And like I said, I probably shouldn't even mention one if I can't mention them all. But you know who you are. Thank you so much for making this year awesome. As Respect Oranges says, man, it's been great getting to kind of lock arms with everybody. I look forward to meeting a lot of you at the draft. It's going to be fun. Yep. T, is there a plan for Jalen Carter? Pray for the best, maybe?
Yeah, I was just going to say teamwork and prayers. That's what we're going to go with today.
Probably a little more prayer than teamwork, to be honest. Now, Jalen Carter's a dog. There's no two ways about it. But the key is going to be, we talk about this all the time. If you want to neutralize a pass rush, get the ball out in less than 3 seconds. It's that simple, right? Get the ball out of your hand. Yep. And, when you talk about how Jalen Carter plays defense, the beautiful thing about Josh Jacobs is he's probably better than anyone in the league, or just as good as anyone in the league at yards after contact. Not that he's going to run through a tackle by Jalen Carter, but the way that he's able to use his vision, have patience behind the line of scrimmage, and get in the right spot to create the leverage to break those tackles, I think is absolutely huge. I'm really excited to see Josh Jacobs in this game. But what do you guys think about Jalen Carter here? Any game plan there specifically?
I don't know, man. I mean, like you said, it's just he's one of those guys where you just got to try to get through each rep. Like there's really even your best game plan is just, like Tim said, grab your ankles and hold on, I guess. And because I just don't feel like that there's really anything that you can do. I mean, we scheme to run away from them maybe and do a lot of at the line checkdowns or, cans to different sides if you have to. Double teaming them with making sure Myers gets a chip on him as much as possible. I don't know what else you can do other than if he disrupts the middle of the field so much that we can't run Jacobs anymore. That's kind of my biggest fear, and that would become one dimensional. And Love is all of a sudden now running for his life trying to make something happen. Yep. I hope that doesn't happen.
Bust out that 21 personnel if we have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you got to do. I think what Clayton said is very true, though. The key is we got to be efficient, whatever it is. Get it out quick, execute quick. And like you said, you're trying to survive down to down here. Try and make those decisions quick and get away from them if you can, right?
Yeah, definitely. Matt Schneiden with a tweet about an hour ago. This is interesting. The 2024 Packers are the second youngest team to make the playoffs in the last 45 years with an average age of 25.7. All right. The only team younger was the 2023 Green Bay Packers.
I was just going to say last year's team.
That's pretty wild. So 45 years, there's only been 2 teams this young that's made the playoffs, and both of them are the Packers. So pretty darn cool if you ask me. Are you guys hearing about this I just seen something trending on Twitter. It says unprecedented apology. Referee Bill Vinovich sideline moment.
Yeah.
Josh Allen. What
don't
happened?
even- He walked over to Josh Allen and like is on film clearly apologizing for a missed call or something. I don't. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. I saw it right before I hopped on here. And I'm like, what are they doing, dude? The NFL needs to really reevaluate the way that the refs are at least carrying themselves, because it's starting to look really shady to people. They have to remember there's cameras everywhere, dude. Like,
yeah. I don't know. It says, here's the write-up, Tim, just to give you kind of an update here. I would pull it up, but there's just a 5-second clip of a TV copy that I'm sure someone will want our 35 cents from our broadcast for. So we'll just keep it off screen. It says, during an NFL playoff game, talking about today, you know how AI writes this stuff up. Referee Bill Vinovich, Tim's uncle, approached Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen on the sideline.
Do I look like a Vinovich to you?
Son of a Vinovich. Josh Allen on the sideline to apologize for missing a holding call in the end zone. This unusual interaction occurred after a play where Dalton Kincaid was held, potentially costing the Bills a touchdown. Instead, they settled for a field goal, a decision that might have altered the game's outcome. The incident, confirmed by multiple sources, sparked discussions across the NFL community, that's us, about the rarity of such an apology during a game. Fans and analysts like us speculated on the implications if it's a similar situation that involved a high-profile quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, emphasizing the unique nature of Vinovich's action. So, I'd like to know what he's apologizing for. I don't know if he's apologizing for missing that holding call. It could be something else as well until we get the whole story, you know. But I'm with you, Jacob. It does look kind of bad. I can understand that standpoint too. All right, so there is that. We'll hop over to Packers Twitter. We'll keep an eye out for the actives, inactives. If you guys,
I believe they should be in from what people are saying in the comments.
Boom. Go ahead and hit the one you got in the comment, and I'll find a tweet to confirm it here.
So according to Blake B, he's saying that Quay and Evan are active, and I believe it was Mr. Dan Lange said that Williams, Walker, Cox, my boy Cox, Slayton, all active.
Your boy Cox, or your okay, I got you. Yeah, all right.
Hyphen slash
right here,
comma. They're all active. All right, that's all I'll say.
Was there an apostrophe is what I'm asking. I don't care less about the comma. I just need to know if there was apostrophe. So anyway, here we go. Zach Cruz has got some information. Paul Brittle's got it. Pete Doherty. Looks like Pete Doherty's got everything kind of grouped up together here. Pete Doherty from the Green Bay Press Gazette, I believe, says Quay Walker, Evan Williams, and TJ Slayton all active for the Packers. Sean Clifford is inactive, which suggests the Packers feel good about Jordan Love's elbow and Malik Willis's thumb. So that's that safety precaution we were talking about, right? So quarterback Sean Clifford, which is the third quarterback. Thank you for clearing that up there, Petey. Wide receiver Christian Watson, safety Zane Anderson, tackle Andre Dillard, and tight end Ben Sims, I guess, are all
surprised
inactive.
about Sims.
Ben Sims.
Yeah. Which kind of tells you you've got Kraft, you got Musgrave. I guess they like him Fitzpatrick a little bit more in this game. It's interesting.
Well, Sims would be a healthy scratch then, because he wasn't on the injury report, right?
I don't remember seeing him on there, Tim. Yeah. I don't
think he
would.
was.
That's what those inactives are right there, right? It's got to be. That's got to be that list. It doesn't say. It mentions inactives before that list, so it's got to be what he's talking about. So very, very interesting. Very interesting there. Let's see. All right, let's go back to the chat real quick, and we've got. Get that organized there for Jacob. You're getting out of here, but if our ugly mugs have got to be on here, yours does too, pal. The Nick Swain says the turnaround on the defense has been crazy this year. It's so much better, and it's Hafley's first season. Should get even better when we get players to fit the scheme. You got to kind of be careful with that though, Nick. Ryan did a great job in the offseason. If you guys will remember, Ryan Schlipp with Packernet Podcast did a great episode where he talked about first year DCs. And he talked about that as the years go on, typically first-year DCs, your numbers get better, right, from the previous year. And then the second year, you take a step back. I remember that specifically about when he studied that. So just keep that in mind. You know, teams didn't have the tape to go off of to prepare for this defense. Now they will. So now it's going to come down to can Hafley adjust. If you guys remember, Joe Barry came in his first year. He was great, right?
Yep.
Second year, step back. Third year, went forward in one or two categories, went back in a couple others. So pretty much a push. And obviously Hafley has been way better with his defense than Joe Barry here. So now we got Emilio in here. I get
welcome in, Emilio.
Get him with it, Tim. I know you got it queued up, man. I need to see it.
I was just looking for it when you said something. Emilio already knows what's happening.
How many times are you going to come to my press conference late?
Emilio, would you like to share with the class what was so important that you had to be late?
I was building a snowman.
Hey, that checks out. I don't blame you.
Sit your butt outside.
Did you?
It reminds me of the Scarface from Frozen or whatever. They mixed the two and they said, "You want to build a snowman?"
Yeah.
It was a different kind of, you know what I'm talking about.
Important question, Emilio. Where did you put the carrot?
Jacob's in rare form, man.
This is a family show, Jacob.
It was. It ain't anymore. Everybody wanted the beard back in here. The beard returns, and now we're going well beyond PG-13 with this program.
I'm not the beard. Sorry, Rusty Hertz is in the house.
Yeah.
Just the tip, though.
Just the two. Handy Monday. Hey guys, run early and often. Screen passes too. There's Tim's burner account. Good to see you, Andy. Appreciate you, buddy. Hey, screen passes. Is it just me? Other than the Y screen to Tucker Craft, we haven't seen a whole lot of halfback screens, right?
Barely any.
It'd be a good week to break it out, wouldn't it? It's not on tape.
We have 359 yards on screens. 14% of dropbacks for us.
Does it specify whether it was to the T or the Y or the wide receiver?
Does not.
You know what I'm saying, Emilio? Maybe you disagree. It's okay if you do.
Lots of the tight end, not a lot of slip screens, not a lot, unless you're talking, lead T kind of sort of thing. But besides that, it's not. You don't get three linemen out there, and just trying to create a wall for Josh Jacobs very often.
Yeah, definitely. Trevor Anderson with the super chat. He's asking the important questions. He says, "How do we incorporate Cox into the Emilio tattoo? What if we had Emilio wearing a Brenton Cox Jr. jersey?
Okay.
And have him like this with his sombrero pointing at the name on the back."
Now we're getting a little convoluted here, guys. All right.
Listen, man. Good things take time. It's
just going to be Emilio, with 7 O's at the end of it.
Just thinking about showing her my Emilio face.
Tim, what are we doing with that live, man? Dude. We got a playoff game here in a second. These two dirtbags are in here talking.
I think it'd be fun if I did it. Wouldn't it make sense that I should do it during the draft while everybody's there?
Oh yeah. And that way we can all check on you. The 7 hours it's going to take to get it done, we can just all check in, see how you're doing.
It's going to be. I'm going to find a way to make it so it's just a line tattoo. It's a good design. I'm
just a stencil. You just want a stencil.
Well, you're 100% committed to honoring this bet.
Yes, I'm going to do it. My cousin, by the way, shout out to my cousin Dawson. He just won first place at the Minneapolis Tattoo Convention yesterday.
Well, he's not our guy because I want the most inexperienced tattoo artist doing this for us.
We want a guy. We need Rusty to do.
I want the mobile tattoo unit that can I
want a guy using a blowtorch and a Bic pen. That's what I want.
His name's Spider.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, that's his middle name. All right. Again, Trevor, thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you for taking us off the rails there. Appreciate it. Trevor Anderson also says, I want a jet sweep on the 1 yard line. So he's just pissing us off.
Now we're talking. Can it be a fast handoff though, or like a touch pass? Can it not be, you're not for it? I mean, I think we got the horizontal speed. I would be okay with it. Let's let it be a touch pass, not an end around though.
I don't know. No, I think you're with the wrong crew here right now, buddy. We this is the anti anything end around.
Don't put that name in my mouth right there.
Works every time in Madden though. Like, come on now, that's all we're looking for.
You're right. That is all we're looking for. So, all right, T Grant, is there a plan for Jalen Carter? We can't just keep ignoring it. Yes, we can. It's kind of like an ostrich, man. You know how they stick their head in the sand. If you can't see them, they can't see you, right?
Do some duo, do a little traps on them here and there, and
a little 0-1 trap.
Yeah,
it's like the bill collectors back in the day. Just put it in the nothing box. It's not real. If you don't see him, it's not real. Just got to do that with Jalen Carter. Pretend he's not there.
I remember well over a decade ago in my darker financial times here. You want to go down memory lane? I had some collectors calling up old Clayton, right? The young whippersnapper Clayton, where a business tanked, right? Everybody been there who's in business, and got a call, and I just finally reached that. If anybody hearing my voice has had bill collectors before, you know that feeling. It sucks. It absolutely sucks, especially as a man. You feel like you're this big, right?
Yep.
I had been fed up. This dude called, and I answered it. I let him do his little spiel, and I said, well, here's the deal. You sound really, really like agitated over this. Look, let's just make a deal. I won't worry about it. You don't worry about it. Let's don't let this bother us. You know what I mean? Let's don't let it. Bro, he lost his mind on him. It was absolutely awesome, man. Mandy's standing right there in the kitchen with me when it happened. It was great. So
love it.
King Tron, regardless of the outcome, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Regardless of the outcome tonight, I seriously want to thank you daily. Thank you for daily enjoyment, your integrity, honesty, and hard work. I don't mean to laugh while I read that. And hard work you do for us. Go Pack, go. Hey, thank you so much, Tron. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, that integrity part, that's pretty funny, right?
That's the one I couldn't get over, right? Honestly, I feel like we are honest. The integrity, though, I don't know, Tron. This group right here, especially that guy in the lower left box. Watch he's checking right now. Yeah, that's you, Emilio. That's right.
Show some integrity. Give him his $5 back.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, we appreciate that, Tron. It's been a good year, man. Trevor Anderson with the super chat. He said, I apologize. Let's talk football. Heath or Bo get a touchdown today. X gets a pick, and Gary and Van Ness both register a sack. Boy, if you do all that, you know Romeo. I think Romeo's going to eat today, guys. I really do. I've got a feeling that playoff Romeo is going to show up. If you get a tutter from Bo or Heath, and you kind of stay in control in this game, you got a really good shot of winning, especially if you throw in a couple sacks off the edge too. What do you have?
I just caught the ball, man.
I think that's what we got in store for us. Doesn't matter. I think, I'd maybe lean toward Heath. I think Bo might get us one or two explosives, which we might need. But I'd say Heath might get that touchdown. And, I'm totally for X taking another pick against Jalen. And, we need that hockey line to really function today. Everyone's got to stay fresh. If we're out on the field 60 snaps, everyone's got to be full tilt the entire time. I mean, you can take a break when the offseason is about to hit. But this is the last one you're guaranteed.
Yep.
Tim, anything to add to that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Malik Heath stan since day one. So anything that hypes up my boy, I'm with. And I think Bo Melton could realistically be a factor today, especially for Emilio's favorite jet motion and jet sweeps and those kind of things. You can send Bo on those too. Yep. And of course, I'm rolling with X and Gary and Van Ness for sure. But I'm telling you, it's not about the one guy or the two guys that step up. Are all of these guys going to step up as a team and have good games today and play smart football? That's what we need for sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, Buffalo is boat racing Denver 28-7 with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So,
man, it's a good thing Billy Vinovich apologized. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an even worse look, right?
AFC hasn't had a close game yet, right?
Yeah.
No, not really.
And on Twitter, it was confirmed. I'm seeing multiple reports. Ben Sims was active for this is Zach Cruz that said this. Ben Sims was active for all 17 regular season games, but he is a healthy scratch today. John Fitzpatrick up as the number 3 tight end behind Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Last week we had 4 active. Is that right? Did we have 4 active last week? Tight ends?
So I think they all were active.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Because Musgrave is back. Yep.
And I didn't hear that Fitzpatrick was inactive last week. So what changed in this game plan for Philly? We were saying if they're going to play big nickel, stay in 12 and let's try to run them out of big nickel, right? But if you're going out with one less tight end, that would suggest LaFleur's going to press into 11 a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Having that one less body. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys or not. But again, Trevor, thank you for the super chat, bud. Appreciate you. Got our man Rob Westerman in the house from Green Bay Packers Daily. Make sure you go follow his YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter. If you're following me on Twitter, you're definitely following him, man. He's got a huge following, top-notch content, even better person. Rob, appreciate you swinging through, man. He's got his prediction. He says, game day, baby. Packers 33, Eagles 30.
Rob knows what's up.
Let's go.
McManus game winner. Let's get it. Beat him by a field goal. I love it.
What I'm talking about. Appreciate you, Rob. Thanks for swinging through, buddy. Appreciate everything you do for us Packer fans out here on the socials. Red Mo says, whose integrity? Is she single? So,
I don't know. We're gonna have to call up Peaches and see if she knows what's up with her girlfriend. I don't know, Jacob. When's the last time you were at the Oval Office? Have you seen Integrity in a while?
I was gonna say she's a dance. Chris N says she's a dancer, authentic White House. I don't know what that means. But,
welcome to the stage.
She knows Rusty though. Yeah. No, I was gonna say I thought she knew Rusty.
Right.
She does. Trust me.
Andy,
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
Andy is an amazing person, but Andy Monday said, Edgerrin Cooper have a big day today. There's no reason to think he won't. I can't wait to see Edgerrin Cooper and Saquon Barkley meet in the hole, right? And see, all right, has Cooper really arrived? Because if Cooper has no problem tackling that dude in space.
Yeah. Or chasing him down on a wheel route or something. That would be awesome.
Well, we have 4 different starters on defense, right? From when we played them last time. Preston was here. And we got a new safety, new linebacker, new corner. I mean, that's exciting stuff. That's why X came here, right? Isn't that why X and Jacobs came here? Was to get an opportunity to play in the playoffs, to play for a winning team.
You heard Josh Jacobs. He said he came here to win a Super Bowl.
Right. I mean, and that's it. This is what it's for. This is why they came here. This is why they did that in the offseason, why they made that jump. And I mean, let's do it for them. Let's do it for this team. But that's why we're here to try to win one. Let's have a day.
Yep, definitely. J. Cole in the chat. So are we getting okay, yeah, let's just move it along. Thank you, Jacob, for marking that. I'm sure that was you. Trevor Anderson. Let's move on to Trevor. Oh, man. All right. Melton or Heath?
Real man.
Wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
Melton or Heath get a touchdown today. I heard it from a fan right here. So there you go. Melton or Heath, man. Those are the 2 names that are being mentioned the most. What about Wicks, boys?
Yeah. What about Jaden Reed?
Yeah, you're right. But again, we talked about that insight, right, Tim?
That's true.
Where Jaden Reed torched them in week 1, but starting coming out of the bye in week 5, the Eagles went to rookie Cooper DeJean in the slot, and since then, boy, he's been pretty locked down the slot. So, not to say Jaden can't cook him, but that'll be a hell of a matchup to watch for there too, man. Edgerrin Cooper and Saquon, right? Rashawn Gary and Lane Johnson, Jaden Reed and Cooper DeJean. I mean, they're all over the place, right? Carrington Valentine, when he's matched up on A.J. Brown. What if Carrington Valentine gets his 3rd interception of the year and does it while covering A.J. Brown? You know how satisfying that would be for a Kentucky fan right here?
You would love that.
That would be amazing. Absolutely.
I'd even take, even if he doesn't have a pick, but A.J. Brown's got like 5 catches and 64 yards or something. I'll take that, and he doesn't hurt us,
Yeah. Good point. King Sean with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, any weak spots on Philly's O-line need Hurts rush. Let me pull up the lineup screen real quick for us, and we'll see if we can get an answer to that. You guys, anything come to mind for you, Emilio? I know you've been kind of combing through some of the grades and stuff. Anything stick out to you?
Looks like their only real person that's played a lot, having a lot of problem pass blocking, would probably be Cam Jurgens, their center. He's got a 56.5. But I mean, besides that, the problem is the rest of their team. I mean, they have a solid 4 outside their center that can just build a nice wall around Hurts. So we need to break that thing down.
If you're wondering why me and Jacob are laughing, that was one of the comments we had to silence just a second ago. It was something about Jurgens. So we'll leave that one alone. But here we go with the lineup.
Another sponsor.
Yeah, there's the other guy. So here's the O-line look. Again, from left to right, you've got a 95.8, 79.2 Jurgens, which we mentioned there, 67.1, and then you got Mekhi Becton with a 75.2 and Lane Johnson at 85.4. Mailata on the left side, the top graded tackle in the game. That's pretty wild to think about. So, yeah, if I had to say there's a soft spot, it's probably that interior right side from the offense's perspective. So, what about you guys? Anything else you want to add there to that question from King Tron and Philly's O-line?
And we need something to happen from our interior. Our 1 and 3 tech, TJ, Kenny, Devontae, Kobe Wood, and Carl Brooks. We need something from there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm concerned about TJ was on that injury report with the ankle, so hopefully it's not going to affect him super bad today, because we're going to need every ounce of that big dog in the middle there. Because I think you're right, Clay. I think the interior is arguably maybe our only chance to really win. at the point of contact there in the trenches. So we'll see.
Definitely. Again, King Tron, thank you, buddy. Mike Hebring with the super chat. Thank you, pal. He says, Love has his best game, 33-30 Packers. Go, Pack, go. Let me tell you something about Mike Hebring, boys.
I like that.
Mike Hebring is a fan that if he thinks the Packers are going to lose, he's going to tell you he thinks the Packers are going to lose. And I can respect that. The fact that he came in here and said Love is going to have his best game and the Packers win 33-30 makes me feel a whole lot better about this game. Because I'm telling you, he would not just do that just to be Mr. Positive. Mike will tell you, he's not Mr. Positive. He's Mr. I'm going to be realistic from, my perspective, my opinion. So that's good stuff, Mike, man. I hope it happens. And, if we go off a precedent, Jordan had one of his best career games last year against the Cowboys in the playoffs, right?
Put it on the ticker. 33-30. Let's go. We're going to manifest it right now. Mike Hebring's there with Rob Westerman. 33-30 Packers. We're putting it on the board. Book it. Let's go.
Just go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and change the ticker.
Final score.
King Tron says 108 viewers, 30 likes. What the hell's going on out here? As Vince Lombardi once said. Give these boys some love. Give these boys some love. They deserve to grow to the max. Thank you, boys, for all of your entertainment all year long. Appreciate you, Tron. If you guys would take a quick second, hit that like button. We hate self-promotion, but it helps more than you know, for sure. Not self-promotion, but just you hitting the like button. Yeah, that type of thing. So, Daryl in the chat, Clay Stenovich and Tim Halfley. Yeah, I tell you, I'm about as big as Steno right now, man. I got to get this under control, boys. You start podcasting, you start putting the weight on. That's the way that works.
I'll take Tim Halfley. That's cool. I'm obsessed with the defense too, so I'll take that. It's a compliment. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Not for me though. Go out there, get Ozempic on line 1. You know what I'm saying? Sponsor the show. Daryl in the chat. Jacobs' first playoff game. Is that true? This is Josh Jacobs' first playoff game? It is, isn't it?
I think so. It makes sense, right? The Raiders don't go to the playoffs.
The Raiders.
That's absolutely awesome. Think about that. You think that boy ain't going to be hopped up?
It's probably – is that X's first playoff game too? Could somebody check that in the chat? Because
I want to say the Giants made the playoffs not last year but the year before. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they did, believe it or not. Because I remember that being one of the reasons why they extended Daniel Jones's contract was like, hey, he took him to the playoffs, had a pretty good
right.
That was his second year then,
also,
right?
Also, only a handful of the teams been to Philly. Kenny was saying in his interview he's never played in Philly or in Philly Stadium. X has probably played there. McMahon probably has. I'd say maybe under 5 people on the team. That's actually Philly. Matt was saying that they'd be driving to the stadium. You get eggs thrown on it like you're at the replacements. Where they're just firing eggs at the bus, shaking the thing. Like that's, walk out holding your book up. Let's go, baby. It's game time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? It's like they've never played there, so it's unfamiliar territory. But it's also good because they're not really intimidated or, nervous too much because it's unknown. Yeah.
So Ron's saying that it's Jacob's second playoff game. Daryl's saying it's McKinney's first. Guys in the chat, would you please clear this up? Come on.
I don't care whose first playoff game it is, to be honest with you.
When did the Raiders
be ready to play the next one? Is all I know. You know what I'm saying? So I'll tell you who else is this ain't his first playoff game. It's this guy right here.
Here's the guy
on the field. My man looked confident, looked calm earlier. They showed him warming up on the field, and there was a lot of comments that said the same thing. He looks locked in today, man. I'm excited to see what Jordan can do on the road in Philly against that Fangio defense, man. You protect the football. If he comes away with 2 tuds, no interceptions, and you get Josh Jacobs, 25 carries, I feel good about our chances of winning this ball game, man. I really do. So, and let's take that ball away from Hurts. As T. Grant mentioned something here. Hurts holds on to the ball way too long. That's the weakness. Juergens made the Pro Bowl. The protection numbers are wonky because Hurts time to throw. Got it, man. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So appreciate that information there. What do you guys think about Jordan Love, man? How are we feeling about him today? You think he's going to have a big game? Let's go around the horn with that one. Based off of what we've seen with this defense specifically and obviously what the Packers offense has done this year, which, I mean, they're a legit top 10 offense, right?
Yep. I think it depends on Matt's game plan today and what they worked on all week. I really do. I think there's a lot of truth to the sentiment that the ball's got to get out quick. And we've got to run this offense through the run game, get the play action going off of that. And the ball's got to get out quick. You got to be faster. You got to be on time. You got to be disciplined. All of those little technical things, if it's kind of that type of game plan, I think Jordan's going to go off today. I had mentioned that I'd like to see Matt mix in some tempo, maybe early in this ball game, and just try and get the wheels turning, maybe half huddle, to no huddle looks here and there, and hit those first reads, get the ball out fast. I think Jordan has a good game. If he's standing in the pocket and he's patting the ball all day, it's going to be a long night, fellas. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the longer you pat the ball, man, this guy right here might emerge. I want to give a shout out to our good buddy, Dick Palinick, who sent this to me in an email for Brad Allen. You ready for this? See if it'll show up here. Watch this. Oh,
there we go.
Emilio, how you feeling about – or go ahead, Jacob. I'm sorry. You go ahead, man.
Yeah, you take it, Jacob.
Just take it.
I mean, I was going to agree with Tim that we've got to get Jordan kind of being a little more decisive and not holding that ball. We talked about him taking more of the open throws, not overthinking it. I think, too, that we also, when there's room to run, just get up and if it's even 5 yards, man, do it, because he's been doing that weird thing where he'll get up to the line of scrimmage and then make just kind of an errant pass or maybe even throw it away where he'll have maybe 4, 5, 6 yards that he can gain. Don't be stupid. Don't put your body on the line, anything like that. But I think this is a game where take the checkdowns, take the easy yards, take the points. If you're LaFleur, please. It's not anything stupid like that. And I think we have a way of actually making this work.
Yeah, I think you get both onto it. I like Tim's idea of the tempo there, and I think you're right on, Jacob. He's just got to be get him in the zone. I think first quarter is going to be huge if we can keep up to outscoring them in the first, or at least giving us some points on the board. It's going to help the confidence. It's going to help get those butterflies, those nerves out of you. The first hit, you just got to get through that first hit. You obviously can smack pads in the end zone before with your buddies, but there's nothing like that first crack. Once you're in it, it's game time. I think just get loose after that first play, and we just got to start putting up points fast.
Yeah, this is not the let the game come to you kind of game. This is a let's go out and bring it. Let's take it to them. Opening snap to the closing. Let's just go.
Yeah, like if Matt needs to, I mean, if we're churning 5 yards a carry, I would be fine with 12 runs. You know what I mean? Just like keep turning the ball, handing it up. I mean, bring in Emmanuel. We'll rotate everybody, get a touch, get the first hit off, and let's go.
Amen. What I don't want to see is 10 play action plays before we run the ball twice. Then we're in trouble.
Completely agree. Wes Hockwitz says, welcome to the link where the number 7 seed Packers will look to bounce the NFC East champion in the wild card round for the second year in a row. You can see everybody starting to file into the stadium. West there very, very early. They said the weather is awesome, 43 degrees and clear, no wind pretty much. King Tron with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. He says Jacobs is 13 for 83 in one playoff game. Thank you for looking that up, man.
Wow.
Josh
2021, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And obviously they got away from the run. They were probably getting beat pretty bad, I would imagine, for them to get away from the run in that spot. But just stick to your guns, man. Unless you're down by freaking 3 scores, stay with the run until the fourth quarter is the way I feel. Don't even really look at the scoreboard. You know what I'm saying? Stick with the game plan. You just focus on scoring. And then when you get to the fourth quarter, if you need to readjust, go, okay, we got to wing this thing around the yard, then do it. But that whole, you get halfway through the second quarter down by a couple touchdowns. Now we got to pass. That drives me insane. It really does. So thank you for that, Tron. Chris in with the super chat. Kicker climax. Here it is, boys. Here it is. So you know the drill.
You heard it from a fan right here.
Right. So we actually have something to go for the kicker portion of the program, which has become our least favorite segment. Here, Jacob Westendorf said, I am not Bill Hubert, but here is my best impression. McManus good from 46. So seeing him kick from 46, we need to keep an eye and see what his long ends up being and where that range may be. I don't know about you guys, but anything 55 and in, I say you give McMoney a chance to hit it. Do you guys agree with that?
100%.
Yep. Yeah, situationally, though. It depends on how the game's going, right? If you need that first down and you need a tutter late in this game, I'd rather maybe you do go for it rather than trying the long field goal. But I 100% agree. Anything inside 55, I trust McManus with.
First drive down, 4th and 3, or it's a 55-yard kick. Do we go for it, or are we kicking that field goal?
Well, it's tough because if you miss the field goal, you leave the ball there anyway.
Right.
If you don't convert, you leave the ball there anyway. So, yeah, I mean, it's a gut feeling, right?
It is. Tim, it is, man. It's so true.
Emilio, I'm so tired of you, Emilio. I'm just telling you right now.
Outside of 55, I'd say McMahon.
65%.
65%. That's what we
Influence, Emilio.
All right, there's your kicker climax, Chris. I hope you're happy with yourself. Appreciate the super chat, bud. All right, let's drop that down. Let's go back full screen here for a second. We had a couple others in here. Red Mo, Malik Heath with 50+ and a tutter. Bo Melton with 30, 40, and a tud.
Let's go. You get a tutter. You get a tutter.
I think it's 30 or 40.
30 or 40. Okay, I got you. Good job there, Jake. Let's see here. Blake B says, also saw Charlie Barons in Royal Oak, Michigan last night and rocked my cheesehead in the theater. Good stuff. Nice. I don't know who Charlie Barons is. Anybody?
Who? Serious?
You don't know who Charlie Barons is?
No, who is it? Talk to me. Do you know Emilio? No, the Southern boys don't know. Go ahead.
He's the famous comic from Wisconsin. He's the one. He was just in the movie with
why the guys from Tennessee don't know who he is.
He was just in that movie with Craig T. Nelson, the Packer movie. He's a famous guy. I don't know.
He's obviously real famous. His description.
I'm telling you, he is.
He's a famous guy.
He's a comedian. I don't know. He's like known for all of his Wisconsin stuff. You'd know him if you saw him.
Yeah, check him out.
Let me just Google. Let me just Google who the guy is. When I figure it out.
Man, it's 12 minutes. Yeah, come on.
Clayton and Emilio over there looking for Charlie Barons. Like,
oh, he's hilarious. Oh, okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about now. He does like the Midwest nice guy, and like all those.
There you go.
Yeah, all those those reels and stuff.
I'm just gonna say, Man to Walk Minute sounds like Jacob at the Oval Office. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. It's long since
Greg S says lost some subs, Clay. There you go. Hey, you get what you see here, unfortunately, right?
Oh, that's right. He did the Lambo landscaper. Yeah, okay.
Look, even Mrs. Green is getting on your hair. He's Wisconsin famous, which means he's
great.
I just didn't know the name. I know the face. I just didn't know the name.
Oh boy.
Jacob said he doesn't remember the face, and he damn sure didn't know the name. Is all. I was going to say, back to the Oval Office.
Jacob, just remember.
And to wash your hands and wash your butt.
All that.
Wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
Trying to see if there's anything else that we have missed so far. I don't think we have. Let me go back to the Packers page. They're keeping things mature, unlike us, right? We'll see if you guys keep hitting the comments. I'll see if I can comb through. See if we can
we are. iRock says, hit that like button, PTA Nation. We do have nearly 500 people watching between X, Rumble, and YouTube. So if you could hit that like and share and subscribe and get ready for the post-game show, which will be happening right at the end of the hopefully win of this matchup here.
Well, let me give you this number. ESPN Analytics matchup predictor, 50.1% Packers, 49.9% Eagles.
What?
Wow.
What do you think happened, Tim, for ESPN to give us that one? What would that be? 100th of a point?
Yeah.
Right. What would that be, Tim? What do you think?
I don't know. Could be the release of the actives and inactives list, maybe. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say the upcoming release of Green and Gold, the movie as well.
Oh, yeah, that could be it too, right?
Yeah, the active inactive, that was good news, right? I mean, obviously, you had those guys listed as questionable with Quay and Evan. We could see Evan Williams back on the field, boys. That's exciting. Quay, too. It's going to be great. Tell you who I'm excited about, though. I'm telling you, boys, this is my pick to click today. Romeo Dobbs. This dude right here.
Best feet.
I think he's going to have a calm down over there, Rex Ryan. I think he's going to have a great game.
I just caught the ball.
What do you guys think about Romeo Dobbs today? Everybody's talking Malik Heath, Bo Melton. Obviously, fans a little bit down that Christian Watson's going to miss this ball game. What do you think about Dobby? Am I out in front of my skis here talking about feeling like he's going to have a big game?
No, I don't think so at all. I think they're going to make Rome a focal point of this game plan because you have to. You look at the personnel you're down, right? I would look to guys like Rome, Jaden Reed, and Tucker Kraft are probably the first three names I think about. And then, of course, the rest of the crew. You know, we talked about Bo and Malik, but I like Rome, man. He's been as sure-handed as they come on this on this roster in this room this season, and I feel like he's going to be a focal point of the offense in the pass game. I really do.
Yeah.
Let's look at how they're going to attack us, at least what they've done all year long. When you think of Romeo, me personally, I think of him as a man coverage beater, right? And when you look at the Eagles defense, they're running man coverage, 25% of the time, right at 26%, including cover 2 man. So he's probably going to get a decent amount of attempts running routes against man coverage. Emilio, have you seen anything lately to suggest otherwise, or you either, Jacob, to think that they may be running more man coverage or maybe even less than what these numbers are depicting here?
No, I don't think so. I think they really are just going to – I mean, the fact that we are, second or third in explosive plays, I think that they're going to just try to keep the cap on the top of the defense there, just cover 4, cover 3, just shell it. Even cover 2, even if they sprinkle in that, less than 1% of cover 2 man, you still have a shell over the top if you're trying to be aggressive. So that's that's just something we're just going to have to be able to take what's there and, once a quarter, maybe have that one shot play. If it's not there, you can't take it though. I mean, if it's not there, you got to decide underneath, get rid of it, use your legs.
That's what I was going to ask, Emilio. Do you think they just have something like just built in a hot call if they see that coverage peppered in? That there's just we just go to this check and you take the shot if it's there. If not, throw it away or throw the check down.
Right. Yeah. And that's something, it could be first down. It could be second down. Rather not do it on third down unless it's, 3rd and 1. We're in field goal range sort of thing. But it's like you want Matt to not be afraid to not call it. I don't want him to get scared when he's in his play calling sequence. That's all I'm worried about.
Right. Hey, Clayton, let me ask you this. Do you think, looking at the coverage chart, do you think that's why you're leaning towards Rome today is because we're going to see a lot of middle field closed if they're playing man, and that you're going to look to the side, and that's kind of Rome's area there?
Yeah, that, and the other thought is, when we played them in week 1, Jayden Reed had a huge game, right? And we've talked about how things have changed since then. Cooper DeJean takes over at slot, and now that becomes one of the strengths of the defense as opposed to in week 1 it was a weakness. If that's the case and you're taking away those crossers with Jayden Reed, what you're going to want to probably throw in is a little slot cross with a dagger concept combo. So look for a little trips and tray looks. And I just love Romeo Doubs on that dig where you're going to hammer that thing over top of the backer underneath the safety. If they're playing a lot of match principles with this Fangio style defense, and it's obvious that they still are, then you want to walk that safety out with the 2 and then bring that number 1 on a dig. But the key is going to be the protection to hold up long enough for Jordan to get to that dig and what will most likely be the second window of that throw. So, yeah, that's the main thing I'm looking at is zone match, which is basically man principles, depending on, if and then if they do this, then I do that, top defense. Think of Joe Barry's defense last year, guys. What did we get so tired of seeing happen? We didn't give up a whole lot of big plays, but what happened? Digs underneath, spot plays underneath, right? Romeo's my guy on that route. With Jayden Reed, of course, he can run that route and he can catch that ball, but his value is at the crosser. In order to open up that underneath stuff we're talking about, you want a crosser to clear that out, along with a deep shot to do it as well. So that answer your question, Tim? That's kind of what I'm thinking, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Can I pose a question / scenario? I go back to that Ben Sims healthy scratch. First, what does Fitzpatrick do better than Sims? And if that's either in the passing game or the run game, do you see them trying to attack one of these formations or coverages? Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? Like, is there an edge that they think, one, that takes Fitzpatrick over Ben Sims, and 2, what would that metric be as to where they can – do they think they can beat more cover 3 with better tight ends that are more receiving-wise? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the thing that scares me is because I would think Ben Sims is probably a better run blocker than Fitzpatrick.
Right.
And that would signal to me that they ain't planning on running the ball then. They want another receiving threat,
I was going to say –
but that may be, reading too much into it too.
Right. Yeah.
I've been sitting here thinking about the same thing, Jacob. It's like, what does Fitzpatrick do better than Ben Sims? I don't think he does anything better than Ben Sims. It doesn't mean Fitzpatrick's a bad player, but based off the tape that we've seen this year, what has Fitzpatrick done well? It's definitely blocking. Doesn't mean he's a better blocker than Sims.
Hey.
But boy, oh boy. To me, he's a little bit more of kind of an H-back style, although he is truly a tight end. So maybe they mix and match him in the backfield. When they go two backs, that 34 front, or if you're an 11 personnel and they're nickel 4-2-3 or nickel 2-4-3, then what they're going to have to do is go to 2 backs equals 2 gaps, right? And think of it this way. Think back to Pittsburgh last year. I want to get to that super chat we had just a second ago, and I appreciate you bringing this up from Eric too. Last year in Pittsburgh, what did Matt LaFleur say? He said 2 backs equals two gaps, right? And he said they played a lot of shell coverage as well, meaning 2 safeties on the shelf, and they had no problem getting to their run fits, right? So maybe we're bringing in Fitzpatrick to show, even if it's 3 or 4 extra 2-back looks without going to the pony package, doing it out like an ace set or something, or maybe even an eye. We may see an eye today. I don't know. If they go that route, to me, Fitzpatrick is built more to play H-back as opposed to Sims. And I'm reaching. That's the only thing I can come up with. So I don't know. Emilio, has anything come to mind for you for Fitzpatrick? What's he doing Madden well, man? Talk to me.
I don't even know. First trade prospect. No, but honestly, the other day I saw him. He whiffed on one of his blocks, so it's not like he's perfect in that. That happens. I was hoping maybe it's all right. We don't need the tight end. Let's bring in an extra tackle. Let's get my boy Glover in there and go heavy right or heavy left and just start walling off here. And I mean, if we're going to try to run the ball down their throat and you don't want to get a little extra weight out there, and you're maybe you want to lean on one tight end more than the other, or they expect Musgrave to really step it up.
Or it's a question of blocking type, right? Inline blocking versus a sift. Like maybe Fitzpatrick is the better inline blocker and Sims is the better sifter.
Could be. I know this Tucker Craft, boy, has he gotten better at all blocks. Inline, sift, pulling.
Especially that chip in the release. The chip in the release for the catch. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Super chat.
Go ahead. Clay, would you be opposed to overload? Like bringing an extra tackle or anything?
I don't mind a little U71 bacon, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Ain't nothing wrong with bacon. Bacon's always good.
That's exactly right, man. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm a big fan of dub set and running out of 11. But again, some of our best runs have come out of 12 personnel, right? And there's nothing more imposing than that defense to look over and go, okay, they're going heavy here, like you're saying, an extra tackle.
Right.
They're going to smack us in the mouth.
We can stay in 11, go extra tackle, or same sort of personnel, still work it. And I'm just saying, we haven't really run it all year. Let's do something completely off the books. Pull it out.
It's a great point. That would be it. King Tron with the super chat. Appreciate you, boys. Says player of the game for me. It's Bubble Guts Rome. All right. Let's go around the horn with that. Who's your pick to be player of the game? I agree with King Tron. I have a feeling that Romeo Dobbs, if the Packers come out victorious, we're gonna look up and go, man, Rome had a good day. What do you guys think? Who would be your prediction for if the Packers win this game? Who's going to be the player of the game?
Man, you and Tron stole mine, so I want to try and be different here because I was going to go with Romy Rome. I'm going to go with Tuck Norris, man. Tucker Trap today, 85.
Jacob, it's just it runs downhill. Jacob, who do you got, Jacob? It can be the same person, man. Don't come up with a fake,
I know this is going to sound like I really think realistically, I think it'd be more like a Josh Jacobs if we can get him going, even if it's in the pass game, some swing passes, flat passes, some dump offs over the middle. If you know what I mean, Love does start holding the ball a little bit, look for more of that safety valve, especially if they're blocking off some of those tight ends. But a realistic guy that I think I'm not even joking. I think Brenton Cox Jr. could be a difference maker if he actually brings a lot of pressure opposite side of Gary, because obviously we've seen Enigbare flashes at times, LVN's there, but I want that if we have that 2x2 rotation, whether that's Gary and Enigbare or Cox with LVN, I'd like that, just having those guys 100% on every single rep that they're doing, getting them rotated in and out. That with that D line, I think that one of the edge defenders / DNs could make this game massively, especially if they hit Hurts early and get that guy's bell rocked a little bit. Let's go.
All right. Emilio.
Don't listen too much Taylor Swift.
Dare say Travis Glover in a 3 tight end set.
Oh, I would though. I honestly should have talked to the dude that had the Travis Glover jersey at the Tennessee game. That's what we should have done. But
Yep.
My man is Jay Love. I think let's get him his third playoff game. Learn from the first two last year. Let's let him just go to town. If he has a 300-yard game, I think we get the W for sure.
Yeah. Third time's a charm. I love it.
Over 200 for sure. If he has 300 in a clean game, I think we bring home the dub.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand with what Mike said just a second ago. Mike Hebring, Love has his best game, 33-30s Packers. If it's 33-30, man, it's going to go down as arguably the best playoff game this postseason when it's all said and done. I would imagine, because there's been some stinkers so far, right?
We beat the Eagles. We beat the Eagles today. We're the biggest, hottest story in the NFL on Wildcard weekend, hands down. We're the hottest team instantly.
Yep. Cannonball John says, thanks for the daily reprieve from the crazy times. Clayton, Tim, Emilio, Jacob. Best sucky show out there. My prediction, a win and big things ahead for the show. Most quoted show and best guess. I love it. Hey,
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
Appreciate you, John. You're awesome, buddy. Thank y'all.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
A fun year. We're just getting started too, baby. We got a lot of stuff coming up. It's going to be an absolute blast. So,
yep.
Let's see what we're at the 56-minute mark. We're roughly 25 minutes away from kickoff, right, guys?
Yeah.
So let's go around. Let's go around the horn one last time here. I'll comb through Twitter. Let's just get everybody's parting thoughts. Anything else y'all want to add that we may or may not have covered? Anything at all? It don't matter.
I guess I'll go. Don't get away from the run, even if that Philly front makes it hell on us all day, and we're not able to find a lot of success. Don't completely bail on it. You've got to have some semblance of a run game against a defense like this. Stick with the run. It's got to be by committee. We got 3 capable backs. Let's use them all, and let's feed this offense off the run game and squeak out of Philly with a win, 33-30. Let's go.
Yeah, it's funny too, Jacob. We as Tim was talking about this, like it's the Fangio defense. What was our weakness last year running it? The last 2 years, run defense, right?
Yep.
So when you reverse engineer it, kind of makes sense. Now, right here you see Cody Krupp tweeted out Eagles quarterback and running back one here. So obviously Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. A report came out earlier. There's no limitations on Hurts. If they need to do the tush push, they're going to do it. If he needs to run, he's fully healthy to do it. Of course, they're going to say that regardless if they're truly worried about it or not. But parting thoughts from you here, Jake.
All right. So I want us to please defer if we can. I want us to run a lot on first down, still get that passing game in, but I just want us to I want to have more of like a 70% runs on first down. That would make me very happy. I want us not to get cute. Don't use the jet sweep when in ridiculous down in situations. Don't let Matt LaFleur get too cute. And then just on defense, play fundamental, play sound football. Don't over pursue. If you have to make the tackle, make sure that we're coming up. We're not waiting for contact. I think that Hafley has done a great job. And just for the coaches, don't let this moment be too big for you. We've preached about how, we want these young guys to come out and I think they've outperformed drastically 2 years in a row. The proof is in the pudding. We have a chance to be the second team in NFL history to ever be the 7th seed to move on in the playoffs. Why not it be us again? Let's just make sure that the coaches don't shoot us in the foot, and the penalties. Watch those.
There you go.
Well, I don't know if I can follow that, but
just here to tell you, Pack is back.
You heard it.
Oh,
Right,
I appreciate you being there, man. I was
on it.
But yeah, no, it really is going to come down to it, Jacob. Got to play a clean game. Penalties definitely under 5, ideally 3. Real good in the red zone. Got to keep the ball, can't turn it over. I know the Eagles stress that really hard. That Sirianni was talking about it his whole presser. So that's obviously something that's always a problem. But we're just going to have to, hold on to it tight. It's that gold ball, man. We can't lose it. Let's let's let Matt cook enough to let Jordan get hot, but not get way too out of hand. I don't need Jordan to be laid across over the middle, trying to do whatever Herbert was trying to do the other night. Like, that's the stuff we need to just avoid. Just keep churning, cut away at it, make it a long game. Time of possession, keep them off the field. Our best offense is keeping theirs off. So I think that's something we just got to fight for.
Yeah, and I'll just say this, man. We had a lot of Eagles fans in here this week, all respectful. It just seems like these two teams' fan bases have a mutual respect for one another. I know we have several Packer fans that are in the Philly area. They've been shouting out to us all day long. Yep. I know Baz is in the house. He's going to be watching the game there in Philly. This is pretty cool. We end it with this. Look at that. Look at that right there. Get the Philly cream cheese head. I love it, dude. I love it. Just that mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a grater, right? Got to love the bald eagle over top of the Philadelphia cream cheese sign. Sponsored the show, by the way. So, yeah. I don't know. I think you guys may disagree, but it feels like it's been pretty respectful this week, especially seeing the rap that the Eagles fans get, as being one of the worst, most toxic fan bases in all of football. I've never had that experience with them, to be honest with you. So
me neither. I've had worse with Lions fans than Eagles fans, for sure.
It's almost like Eagles fans know, they've been there. They know how to act, right? Yep. Lions fans, they don't know how to act. They've never experienced this before. And it's going to be hilarious when they fall flat on their face. Hopefully next week to the Packers. That would be awesome. Because am I right, guys? If the Packers win this game, we'd be going to Detroit. Is that correct?
Going to Detroit.
Pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. All right, that's the pregame show. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Want to give a special shout out to all the super chats. Trevor Anderson, King Tron, Trevor again, King Tron again, Mike Hebring, King Tron again, Chris N, and King Tron. King Tron is today's MVP of the show. Appreciate the support, buddy. All of you guys. We'll be back immediately following the game for the PTA post-game show. Let's go get this dub. Everybody take care. Tim, Jacob, Emilio, appreciate y'all's time, man. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Let's get it.
Go.
Jacob, don't be sweating over there. Okay? Everything's going to be just fine.
I'm going to try.
And we go. We're out. Bye, guys.